Hello, this is Par73, and I'm here with Jeku,
Hey, what's up, guys?
and we're gonna be going over some games of Myth that were played recently in the Winter Series 2020. Now, this was a 2 versus 2 tournament for the game Myth 2 Soulblighter, and had some interesting results here and there. There was 4 teams. Each team had about 2 players, and the rosters remained open in case teams needed more than one teammate, but 3 of the teams stayed in the same pair, and another team was had a much larger roster. But today we're gonna kick it off with the first game in the QRs and go along through the group stage. And at the end of the group stage, the teams were seeded into a double elimination bracket, and we'll be covering those games as well. So without further ado, let's go to game 1. And we have Bridgestone and Gerald on the Secretist Mything Service team against Walter White and Spider in the Walter Spider team. And so this is game 1.
What does their team BSW stand for?
Oh, they were like the second team, so I put the B there.
Oh,
But
I gotcha.
I don't think they really gave me a name. They might have named themselves the Spice Boys because they played with that team name recently, and I just forgot to change it. I'm not sure, so I've just called them Spider Walter. But anyway, we got Bridgestone and Gerald in the south over here, and up in the north we have Walter and Spider. Bridgestone is already traded. He traded pretty quickly. He's got 3 Herons, quite a number of Warriors, which is not always the best choice of units, at least here, as they kind of get dominated by those Heron Guard heroes, as well as all the artillery. You'll see one more Dwarf on Walter and Spider's team, so they get a little bit more artillery, but they also only have 3 goals. Bridgestone's team, they've chosen to double up on that, so I don't know. Gerald's team might actually have more artillery overall.
Yeah, which team do you think has the advantage off the picks?
I would say probably Bridgestone's team, and even though I was hating on the Warriors, they have more goals, and I feel like goals can give you a lot of control, where you can heal the whites and pick up the pus and get like projectile bombs and stuff. And a lot of people, it's really tough to react to that compared to just the standard units. But I do like how Walter White and Spy have gone for more dwarves. Like here, I don't like to get warriors or thrall. I like to get rid of them and just play heavy artillery all over the board. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because goals can be like tricky to pull off. We'll see Gerald's going towards the mid, try to grab some early pus.
So our power players in each team would be Walter White and Bridgestone, right?
I don't know, is that how you see it?
I mean, I haven't played with them as much as you, but that's my guess, right?
I mean, I would almost think that Gerald's more of the power player because he's just been around for longer and played more. And Spider is kind of, he's been around for a while too.
Okay. I know.
He played a lot of
I haven't played lots of games.
Yeah.
I haven't played lots of games, but the one I played, like Walter White, seemed really good. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's been pretty active lately, and like he's gotten better, and I feel like Bridgestone's gotten better. So like maybe they are the power players of the team now. You know, it's just both teams kind of flexible in that regard.
We'll see what happens. I'm sure my opinion will change, you know, as the tournament goes.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really like calculated the damage stats or like how well players are doing yet, but before we know it, those stats will be up, and you know, we'll be able to see the differences.
Yeah.
We got Walter.
So I don't know if we explained this. This is like a qualifying round match, right? And so the qualifying matches just determine the seeds. We only have 4 teams, so everyone gets to get into the brackets. But this is kind of like our warm-up games to get the team situated and, you know, get some games in so that they're ready for the tournament, basically, right?
Yeah, essentially, and then set the stage for their scheduling on their first match of the elimination rounds. That's currently in progress now.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want to say any more. Like, spoiler alert. And I'm trying to stay away from spoilers here, but
yeah, for new players who don't know, like his archers spread like that. He's able to do that because he's modifying the formations. Like these players that play online, they do that all the time. So I think players that don't play online might not know that, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
when you go into Fear, which is a program you can install when you're updating the patch of Myth, you open that up and you go into a little folder called, I think it's Formations. You can adjust the numbers there, and it will adjust like the distance between.
Yeah, you can adjust the spacing and like how many are in a row and all that kind of jazz. So it's I've modified it in some levels in single player because there's some levels where it's just like so much easier if you get a certain formation right, exactly the way you want it, right? So
yeah, like sometimes you want your melee closer together so they're all attacking at the same time instead of being all spread out and like running into each other's back and stuff like that. You like to have your artillery spread out so like one projectile isn't wiping all the same units out, you know?
yeah, kind of. That was close for those warriors. He almost got him.
Oh yeah.
That'd been pretty bad.
Right now you got Walter and Spider with like a small percentage lead, but they're moving in with a pus bomb right now. Let's see if they're able to get this off.
I don't know.
See, they dropped the pus a little bit too early. Ooh.
Oh, that was a good bomb throw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I thought they were gonna miss it there, but with 2 pus.
That was close. That was close. That was very clutch.
Yeah, and then just like that, like Bridgestone's team, they got almost 20% on the other team.
I think that was Draw that did that, right? Yeah, that was a nice move.
Oh yeah.
Nice move by Draw. No, when I was starting like my YouTube channel, Draw was like the first one that posted my videos. Hey, go play Myth Online with us.
That's funny.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a kind-hearted old dude, man.
1 minute remaining.
You don't meet a lot of genuinely nice people like that.
First time, because they're forcing the you know, Bridgestone and I'm sorry, Walter Wright and Spy to push on them. You know.
Yeah.
Taking control of the map, which is really good.
And that's the thing now, they're able to hold on to the flag. They were able to do quite a bit of damage there, but it looks like the dwarf is about to go down.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a mistake for the dwarf.
Yeah,
I think they lost control of him there.
Oh, dude, an even bigger mistake. They just lost all 3 of their herons. It'd be incredibly difficult for them to contest the flag. So we'll have to see.
Roots everywhere.
Oh yeah, like free heals. So right now it's like it's a 95% chance that Gerald and Bridgestone are gonna win game 1 here, just by losing Heron Guard heroes like that.
Flag capture.
They're just very important on the map. Ooh, but we got 2 dwarves going down. Like, see what Walter does with the dwarf.
It started with that pus throw because he got rid of all the archers, so then they had a tough time, you know, controlling anything because they didn't have, you know, hardly any archers left.
Oh yeah. See, that's the thing about Myth is like, I almost feel like it's almost like in basketball where you're sizing up your matchup and then all of a sudden
Mhm.
it's game on, you know.
So it looks like yeah, Bridgestone and Geral's strategy was Geral controlled the micromanagement and Bridgestone controlled like the overall. Yeah, they had some good team chemistry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Bridgestone kind of had like the bulk of the units, but Geral was
Mm-hmm.
able to work as a specialist and like get just almost
Yeah.
as much damage as Bridgestone. So I guess Bridgestone is notably the power hitter on this team by the way he's got the units, and like Walter's got the units as well. Like, see, he's also
Yeah.
leading the team in damage. So you know what? You had a good point there at the start. Spider not able to have that much of an impact with his units. You remember what units he might have had? Like
I don't
maybe
know. I don't know who had what.
probably
Looks like
some
Walter
kind of
probably had that.
artillery. 4 losses. Like I'm just wondering if it was some goals or what. Because Walter's got a bulk load of losses here. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was a pretty good game. If you look at kills over time, it's like right at this moment where you see Bridgestone's team jump and kills. That's when that first bulk of the archers went down.
Yeah.
And
And then it
then
was just over after that, pretty much.
oh yeah, the Herringard heroes blew up like it was game over.
Yeah, it would have been hard for them to come after losing all those archers because they can't control, you know, their position. So
Yeah, at that point you have to play to get it done in like one rush. Otherwise, you're just gonna be taking damage from the archers every time you're moving in on them, you know, and they can just back up and continue dealing damage.
yeah, good
Team
point.
eliminated.
It was a good
Game
match.
Over.
So that's game 1. I'm just gonna keep the recording going here,
Yeah, just keep
and
it
let's
going,
go
man.
right to game 2.
Yeah.
And so, from my understanding, Walter and Bridgestone. Oh, you know what, bro? Is this even recording? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Walter and
You got the check right.
Spider are the home teams here. Yeah, I had to check real quick. Because I know that it would be Geral's team that's going to pick a scavenger hunt type of pick. So this
Okay,
is
so-
raid with no unit trading. They disabled it. Because the Mercuridia Giant, which are available with unit trading, it's kind of known to be like a cheese type of unit here.
Mhm.
It's just you can just spam skulls and not
Ball
take any
captured.
damage and abuse stuff. But anyway, we got Walter's team rushing right out to grab the first ball.
Ball captured.
Grab the lead. Geral's picking one up
Ball
as well.
captured.
Mhm.
Geral's got 2 so far. About to get a third, so they're gonna have a
Ball
lead.
captured.
And it's going to be up to Walter and Spider to kind of
5
fight back
minutes
here.
remaining.
Units are split very even for SMS, but for Walter and Spider,
Mhm.
majority going to Walter.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very scattered map. It's going to be harder to keep tabs with what's going on for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the automatic camera on. God bless it. And, yeah, so Bridgestone's hanging
I
out
didn't know
mid
there's automatic camera. How do you turn that on?
Victory
with the F12.
imminent.
Oh, okay. I learned something new.
Yeah. And right now I got this on basic time.
Ball captured.
We could even speed it up if you start running short on time. So right now,
Yeah.
Geral's team has victory imminent. At this point, Walter's team has to get every other ball on the map in order to actually win. So at this point, Geral's team can just D up. It looks like they're going to catch Walter not paying attention to his Warlock there. And, you know, the game is very much in Geral and Bridgestone's favor at this point. Walter's 3 spiders moving in on that 1 spider over in the west. Maybe they'll be able to sneak that one away, but at the same time they have to defend their final remaining ball, which they are right now, but it's just a really tough position to be in.
Yeah, again, Geral and Bridgestone are in the center of the map, so again, they got they got the map control again.
And they're almost able to sneak this away. Holy shit.
That was
Yeah,
close.
goddamn
That
you,
would have been
camera.
pretty clutch. You almost had it.
Oh yeah. See, look, the mall's kind of
Ball
running away.
captured.
They'll be able to get that one. The spiders
And
just
that-
took this one in the corner, number 5. And look. Oh my god.
No.
Walter's not watching it.
No.
Oh shit.
You could
Well,
have had that.
They could have had
Yeah,
it.
that's
That's
the hard
correct.
part about this is they gotta keep their camera all over the place. It's very difficult to keep your eye on everything when.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
You
I
could-
don't know.
you
He
could
definitely could have been
probably,
watching that though.
This would probably be a good map to like take advantage of the farther zoom out part.
Yeah. But that only
But yeah,
works on
zoom-
like observer mode right now. So you'll see
Yeah,
them. Oh, Gerald's gonna throw a mortar away. Honestly, they're down in percent now too.
Yeah.
He should have
Yeah.
just been more patient there, because it's like you have the lead now. You just have to lock down one position. Be careful, Gerald. But they're kind of like drawing on the map. It looks like they're gonna move around the western part and try to flank around. Doesn't like Walter should be moving his mortar into position here to try to stop the push.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they need to check these ones out. They got a Merc coming after this real quick, and the Mercuridia will be able to win this matchup.
Yeah.
Ball captured.
I didn't realize they dominate
Victory
malls so
imminent.
much.
Oh yeah, the Mercs are probably like the best melee unit in the game outside of like giant units. They just deal so much damage. The only
Well, they're
thing,
fast too. Yeah.
yeah, they can go crazy and kill your units sometimes, but it's not the worst thing that can happen, you know.
I feel like it's not even like that big of a consequence. The only time it hurts you is when it's like they're in a position like near your archers, or they clog up your melee and keep them from pushing, so you can they blow up by like
Ball
explosives
captured.
or something, you know.
Oh yeah, and so Gerald's Maul is gonna sneak the tag here on this ball. Able to take the rest of the game. Now I wonder where ball 1 is over here. Ball 1 is up here. There's only a Zerk and a Spider. That was the last ball Walter and Spider needed, and they had a 35% lead. So maybe if they had just stuck a unit down here, like maybe if Spider's more in better position, they could have been able to hold on to this one.
No, they had a huge lead on units, so
Oh,
they.
yeah. That last push, it went in Gerald and Bridgestone's favor. They were able to get enough space between them, their opponents, and the objective, and secure it for themselves, you know? Otherwise, if
Yep.
it stayed contested, I think they might have had some trouble.
Yeah, if they kept that, they probably would have won Walter and Spy. So
Yeah, and so that's
close match.
game 2. So let me just explain something with the QRs really quickly. The teams were instructed to play in sets. So this is like the first set. This team will play each other again in the QRs. I don't think it happens chronologically right away, but it does happen later in the tournament. But as for now, so this it'll put SMS, the Gerald and Bridgestone crew, like now they're in first place. They played the first match. Although I think, if you look at it damage-wise, Walter and Spider's team, I think they might have had better damage overall just by securing this last game, at least in the damage department. But, damage wasn't scoring teams points in the QRs. It was all about the W,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And so, let's move on to the next set. And I see nothing from the play. Yeah, Walter's like, what? What the fuck just happened, Spider? Oh, what? It's like, you gotta be in range, bro.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, it's a qualifying round match. They can get that cleaned up when they get into the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of these guys, it's the first time they're really playing against each other.
Well, they're getting their team chemistry figured out and everything. So
Yeah. And so the next set is going to feature the other two teams in the tournament. So we have the Apple Scrappers featuring Thalander and Spoon versus a team called Overdish, featuring Garnish and YOLO.
share your screen again.
And now this is Garnish's second teammate at this point, as Zach Nafine has abandoned him in the line of duty.
Yo, Par, you need to share your screen again. You hear me?
Roger.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah. I thought Garnish has multiple teammates throughout the tournament or throughout the qualifying rounds. And I thought Zach was his first one, but it looks like it was YOLO.
Well, Zach was the first one, but he actually
Never played a
yeah,
match.
he was kind of removed from the team before they even started. It was like a good idea in theory, it just didn't play out, you know?
Yeah, scheduling issues and
Game
actually
on.
getting in games.
Yeah, man. Like, he works in the healthcare environment, and I don't know if COVID was really
I didn't
kicking
know.
off then, but he definitely wouldn't have had any time for it. But what we see today, you know? And this is just, this tournament started right at the start of February, so this match might be at the start, or maybe the second week of February. But yeah, he got busy pretty quick, but no excuses. This motherfucker should have been here to play some Myth 2. Disappointment.
Flag captured.
Anyway, let's go back to the real champs over here and see what they got. Like Garnish and YOLO, they got 4 dwarves, which I'm happy to see, but they'll waste this pus
Flag contested.
trying to take out a goal. Thal able to keep his goal alive. See, like Thal's trade here, he's got no warriors, no thrall, just 4 dwarves, 3 herons, 8 archers, 6 goals. That's what I like. So I already favor
Flag
that team.
captured.
It's just sometimes the warriors really they can't kill like even harassing goals fast enough for them to be that effective.
Yeah.
What it takes away from is 2 less goals on YOLO and Garnish's team, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Oh, what a fucking play. Oh, man. I thought that was going right for those goals, man. But as you see, the Thalanders team a little bit too defensive, man, for Garnish and YOLO to be able to land a
Flag
kill.
captured.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is a close
Except for
match.
this archer.
Yeah, they're just fighting for position right now. You know, just trying to get hits in when they can.
Flag captured.
Yep. Good. Archer has been pussed.
Oh, they're letting that goal in.
Ooh.
Flag
Plus on these 2
captured.
dwarves, not looking good.
That was a nice fuss.
Contested.
Very nice.
Like they're
But they can't execute on it.
and now Thal's herons are moving in, but these dwarves need to wake up.
Yeah, that's gonna cost him his Hurons.
Yeah, YOLO wasn't paying attention to his own heron there though. Now he's gonna lose another one.
He killed his own units. No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Blunders all over the place, but I mean Garnish's team, ooh, in the lead until a dwarf gets taken out there as well.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
both teams a
That
heron
was a
apiece
pretty
left.
bad bid. That was a pretty bad bit. They had a chance to really take advantage of pussing those dwarves, and they totally biffed it. And then Garnish's team biffed it too because they killed their own units.
Oh yeah. I mean they're playing better than I thought. So right now they got a percentage lead. They got the teams are equal on dwarves, but you see how like Thal's team still has goals left. Now goals can throw objects. You never know what they're gonna have, if anything at all.
Contested.
So they got a bomb coming in now. It's allowing Thal's team to be able to push. And they've
Flag.
coordinated the timing. It takes out a dwarf, 2 archers, pusses the warrior. Another
Very nice
dwarf
throw.
goes
No
down.
dwarves. They're in trouble now with no dwarves. They have one on the bottom. Never mind. They really need to
Flag
use that dwarf
captured.
very well, otherwise they're gonna kill it quickly.
Oh yeah, the game starting to heavily favor Thal and Spoon's team. I mean, Garnish has one dwarf left here, but is that going to be enough to hold back this Heron? No, it's going to bomb their boys.
Oh, that's
actually
that was
okay
a nice
for a
trade.
play.
That was a good throw. I was about to say that one was good, but
Ooh, too much follow-up by Spoon though, and the Heron's going to go
Yeah.
down.
oh, that's dud. Goodbye, dwarf.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing they can do now.
So like rule of thumb on KG is you really need at least 2 dwarves to be able to hold off a single Heron Guard hero. That's like 12 trading points to 9.
Team eliminated.
But like as you see there, 2 dwarves able to take out that last Heron, and YOLO or Garnish, they only had 1 dwarf. It wasn't enough to take out Thals. Anyway, pretty close game. Spoon, most damage there, 59. Like damn. Like, cause you know you were bringing up who would be like the leading player in each team, and I would say that it would probably be Thal and
Yeah, I think
Garnish
you can
here.
see. I think Spoon had the doors and the archer. So Thal was it's kind of like the same thing. What Thal was controlling like the bulk of the units, but you know what I mean, which allowed Spoon
yeah.
to get the damage.
Very true. That's actually a feature I like to do, which I mean I call it a feature, but it's almost like a little trick, because if you're the best player on your team, able to control every player's units if you wanted to, then like you could see the other players as somewhat of a support player, and you know they can do certain things, but the captain can it's really their responsibility to get everything done.
Yeah. So very good job by Thal and Spoon controlling everything.
They take game 1.
I think if Garnish and Yellow, just that one grenade throw, if they didn't throw that and destroy their own units, it might have been a different story,
Yeah, they had a number of friendly fire. I mean, at first it looked like only YOLO was accomplishing this, but unfortunately Garnish began falling victim to it as well, and
They're working out their team chemistry, let's just say that.
oh yeah, yep. And so yeah, I mean they have a lead in damage and kills like halfway through the game, and then all of a sudden, boom, Thal's team, they just come right up. The Apple Scrappers. Anyway, so 1-0
Game
in
over.
favor of the Apple Scrappers. Let's see what happens in game 2.
Yeah, Garnish, he had so many teammates. It's gonna be hard for him to get good team chemistry throughout this.
I mean, it's tough to say too much, but you would think that I don't know. Actually, never mind. I shall say I'm not debating myself into spoiling stuff. It's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is definitely interesting. Like Thal and Spoon, you'll see them stay together the entire tournament. Spider and Walter, they'll stay together the entire tournament. Geralt and Bridgestone, they stay together the entire tournament. But it's really been Geralt who's like the backbone of his team. Just trying to get a rabble squad together and be like, hey, well, like, will you play with me? Like, a lot of people were giving him shit and like they didn't want to play, for one reason or another. And some people were just like, yeah, I'm done playing altogether. So, he's really done a lot to try to make an impact in this tournament. Commends out to you,
Geralt's
man.
always down to play. Always down.
Yeah, and so two of the teams, we got both teams going to the mid.
Got a lot of Stygian Knights and Warriors. A lot of melee for Thal and Spoon.
Yeah, and they got no archers at all, only one dwarf. 4 goals worthy of mentioning. So they get a lot of control, I think, just by having more goals. And I mean, you get more archers on Garnish's team, but they got 2 dwarves that are kind of right together. They probably got a plus with each goal, but
these two goals wrapping around could do some serious damage if they don't spread out. Yeah, they got
and they might have a bottle as well as a pus, which could definitely spell doom. And looks like Garnish is gonna use a pus really prematurely. Only like a minute and 15 seconds into the game. They already only have one pus left, and game is yet to go off. They have no pus left now. They're able to take down one of these goals, but let's see what's moving in.
These Stygian Knights. Oh.
They're just being surrounded. Some pus went dud there, which is gonna do them some good, but Garnish really gonna use.
I think with all these Stygian Knights, what he should have done, right? Because his weakness is the Stygian Knights can kill his archers. I feel like he should have just sent some of his melee up and just sacrificed his own units and blew them up with the doors.
Oh yeah,
because the Stygian Knights are so weak to the doors. So I think that would have been the right move for them. But
you're 100% right there, though, bro. Because I mean, it comes down to all of a sudden he has more melee units than you now. So you either need to do some damage with your dwarves while those melee units push you, because there's really not much else for his team to do besides stand around or rush you. It's not like archer dodging in there and stuff like that. It's like surround and fucking kill, because you have to be fast. You don't want these archers to just be able to do damage. And they lose the high ground. They get pushed around. I don't even see them use a single dwarf bottle once. Like, they don't get off a single shot, so they can't do damage there. The archers weren't really able to pick anything off, like any of the goals and stuff. So they're just able to not do that much damage. Like, they only do half the damage of their opponents who take the game.
Yeah, much better control of their units by Thal Spoon, and they made it easy, by having lots of melee units, and Garnish and Yellow can micromanage to take advantage of their dwarves and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you see on the way in, like, damage wise, they kind of have the lead because they have the archers. They drop the early pusses. Like, one completely whiffs, but the other one able to at least disable a goal that held onto a bottle, which would have blown up some of their stuff significantly. But the fact that, like, they're not able to ever use the dwarves, that's why you see their line, like, just cut off. And
and the other thing they could have done, well, they didn't want to put their dwarves ahead because they were worried about the pus packets, but they needed to be more aggressive with their dwarves, because that's they have to. You got to use their dwarves when you got them. Especially you got to get those Stygian Knights blown up, because they're just gonna wipe you if you let them get close.
Like, at least try to hit something, or like spread them out. If that player isn't able to spread them out, just hand out a dwarf to each player, so then they can both kind of control the dwarf differently. You know what I mean? Rather than it's doing the same thing, unable to be utilized there. But I mean, it is what it is. In all reality, they're probably like looking at Thal Spoon. They're like, shit, like, we're already surrounded. I'm just getting rushed. I want to attack here, but I don't want to just kill the only units I have left and shit like that. And it just, they got gobbled up like fucking turkey on Thanksgiving, dude. Like,
quick decisions and quick actions to make, and they couldn't keep up. I think that's the moral of it. So Thal Spoon did a good job with their unit composition to take advantage of that, so that they had a lot less actions they had to do per minute, basically, right?
I mean, yeah, technically it's kind of almost like the joke of saying you one-clicked someone. I'm sure they micromanaged the melee a little bit, but really just that one rush, sometimes it's enough to be like, it overwhelms the other player, and they can't react fast enough and effectively to keep their units alive. And we see it right there. So 2-0 to the Apple Scrappers. Now they're tied in first with Jarrell's team as far as the group stage standings are. And Garnish's squad, I'm pretty sure Garnish fires YOLO at this point. Like, you're fired, dude. Have fun in Peru, but I don't need you. You know what I mean? So
nice knowing you. Good luck. Best luck to you. I need a new teammate.
Yeah. Well, I think YOLO might have been like, oh, I can't win with Garnish. After, I mean, because right there you have
Yeah.
Garnish. She's not using the dwarf, so it's like, how can I win with someone who I see the weaknesses? People get afraid right
Thal's
there.
a very good player. Thal's a very good player from my limited online experience. So
Oh, Thal is the best player in the tournament, at least individually and decoratively, by far. You know, at the end of the group stage, like his team is like an 85% favorite to win the whole tournament, like because and that's against 3 other teams as well, because he was just had that much of an impact.
all right, now that we got a match from each team, we should pick up the pace a little bit through the qualifying rounds, because people should know a little bit about every team, except for Garnish's new teammate, of course. New teammates, I should say.
Yeah, wait. So what do you want? What do you want to do?
I was saying now that we got like one match for like each team, right? We should well, now I don't know who's who. Oh, Walter Vanilla.
Yeah.
Chips by. Oh, nice.
So they played their second set after Thal and the other team had played their set, and they've had time to change their team name up a little bit. It's Team Ice Cream, which is the Spider Walter group, and then you got SMS, captained by the Bridgestone and Giral. So did we want to fly through this, yeah, or what's up?
Yeah. Let's we don't have to like go too fast, but you know what I mean. Let's go a little faster, you know.
Yeah, like this is all right. So this is Stampede on Untamed. I'm gonna just speed up the planning time stuff, because I mean they got pizza going and they're kind of talking strategy. I'll hit Shift up arrow. We can look at the text. So Stampede units here are the pigs, right? And so both teams are trying to bring the pigs to the middle. I think you might actually be able to trade for the pigs here, which would end up giving you more units than the other team. I forget. But interesting pick. I mean, last time Walter and Spider's team was the home team. This time Giral's team is the home team. If this is coming out as the first pick, because I mean Stampede. Woo! Like it's not normal compared to someone who wants to play Territories or Last Man on the Hill, King of the Hill. Just a whole different ball game. Like your Stampede units usually cannot attack. The pigs can't do anything. They're super slow. They're very easy to pick off. I think if you lose all your targets, I don't know if you get eliminated like on Assassin, but it's not anything good.
Make sure you bring up the scoreboard. I was gonna say, good job.
Yeah, I got you.
You're on top of it, man.
I'm trying here. A little too hard. But yeah, so Walter and Spider, they go for like a heavy melee set. The goals, he's got 2 whites worth of pus, it looks like, which is going to come out to 4 pus. Bridgestone and Giral, they get even more pus. They've healed 4 whites, so it's going to show up that they have less percent, because when you heal a white, it's going to kill your unit. But they got even more pus, and like these pigs, they die so easily to pus. But I mean, pus can freeze and disable pretty much every unit on the map besides the journeyman. I don't know why it's telling me new units received when I'm like a neutral observer or something. I'm just confused as to hearing that, but I guess someone's receiving units on the map somewhere.
I feel like they're both like going for similar strategy where you see their percentages are very similar, how they're distributing, so
yeah, so Walter and Bridgestone taking the bulk for their teams respectively. You'll see Giral taking the specialist. Ooh, maybe not so specialist. I'm surprised Giral only has these 2 goals. They're almost going to get pus there. He's able to dodge it, and this pus is going to dud on the map. I mean, both teams right now, they're pretty much only going mid, but it looks like Walter has some goals going on in the south somewhere. A goal's gonna get blown up there, probably going for that dud pus. A nice shot by Spider.
Not paying attention, that sucks.
Yeah, the map a little bit too close. You see all these warriors are now pussed, man. They're totally disabled. Spider's being overwhelmed.
Why did you move your goals in? Just get the dwarf.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you see-
it's a lot of stuff to manage. You know, this is what makes Myth tough. Is part of it is like you just can't physically control everything. So part of the strategy is, you know, to make it
It's
easy
tough.
on yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like everything's obliterated over here. Well, Bridgestone and Gerald, they're sneaking in all of their pigs at the same time, just not in position to keep them
Good
out.
job. They're doing a good job of controlling the map.
I mean, that was just an interesting trading battle here. That just no remorse from either player.
So they're pushing in to try to get in the way of their pigs and stuff.
Yeah,
But they're
now they
sneaking a lot of
can't.
them in. They're not stopping them.
Unfortunately, they can't tie at this point, but they will get almost all the pigs in. Oh, they still have more. Actually, they could. I think they could still win. Holy shit.
They have, was that 4 more down there? Is that what it was?
Yeah, so I'm almost
So they
thinking
can take the lead by 1 if they can take control.
they could almost sneak them all in. Wow. The thing is, they have to just push and send it, though, and keep the Warriors back to, like, defend from this goal. But they need to go now and not suicide this into that dwarf.
Well, that dwarf is the problem.
Ouch.
If they can get that dwarf, they win.
Oh, no, there's
yes,
two
yes,
more.
go
There's
chase
two
them.
more
Send
going in,
everything
though.
now. Yeah, so I think yeah, they're gonna get those in, so they're gonna win the match.
It looks like it did end up with 15 pigs.
Really close match though. Oh, he's gonna get them. Oh no, he did throw it to.
Woo! Almost.
Yeah,
So they
that was a
only,
very
out
close
of
match.
all this, they only kill 1 of the 30 pigs on the map. But,
Yeah, both teams got a success in almost all the pigs, so that control, you know, Bridgestone and Gerald got. They didn't really capitalize on it, but they got 1 more pig in, so they win.
yeah. I mean, judging by the graphs here, they kind of controlled the game more by either pushing their opponent or at least dealing more damage, killing more enemy units.
Yeah.
Allowing them to get to the middle flag first, as well as getting all their pigs in first. Walter had to sneak these in right at the end, so if it had tied, so to speak, 15 to 15, I'm pretty sure the way the game would score it is the team who gets the animals in first would be the winner. So, I mean, either way, nice job by SMS and Bridgestone's team. I mean, they did far more than double the damage of the other team. There might have been some friendly fire with some of the satchels and the dwarves there, but Spider blowing up getting a lot of his units blown up. He might have did some friendly fire as well, but I mean, Walter, like, he's got 13. I mean, here's the thing: is if you heal the whites, you're gonna take damage. So I'm wondering if Bridgestone had handed his whites off to Gerald, and then the team doesn't end up with negative damage, and this is actually more than 21 damage or not. You know what I mean? But either way, nice game 1. I mean, this is like I think the first 2 series, at least in my book, they're very bland and vanilla Myth. But now that the tournament starts rolling, you'll see that the teams really start competing a little bit more. And this is just like the first little event here, and some weird game type stampede going on, and
Yeah,
like-
they didn't do. You can tell they don't play this a lot because they didn't play the objective very well. Neither team. But
yeah, like you would want to like just as soon as you get eyes on the enemy, like special units, that's what you really want to be going for. It's like a distracting skirmish is just a distraction from what you need to do. But I mean, hey, it's interesting so far. Bridgestone Gerald, they take game 1. Let's go right into game 2.
very good job by them.
Yeah.
I
And
like-
so
I
far,
like
you're
the way they
casting
did
really
it.
well as well, Jakku. I don't think I've really seen you cast the multiplayer of Myth. I've seen you do pretty well on all of those single player for the Fallen Lords. Like I've watched some of that. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen you do the multiplayer one, but I really like your question so far. It's all helping making this come together, man. So keep up. Like if
You're
you
welcome,
like,
man.
shut me up. You know what I mean? Because I can't shut up right now,
Yeah.
bro. I love this
Good
game too
chatterbox,
much.
I know. I got it. That's good. It's good for quality for Caster. Talk too much. No, yeah, I just did the Stair Grief this last weekend, so I've been doing like one video a week. So
The Stair of Grief.
yeah.
Oh man, I remember that one because me and like some other friends were maybe like 7, 9, 8 years old at this point, but they couldn't figure out how to beat the map. And I remember they were like, "Yo, you gotta come over and like show us how to beat it." I was like, "Yeah, I got that, no problem." And we were like, we're all under the age of 10 at that point in our lives, but we're just we were playing these violent ass games as growing up.
So I had this like when we were kids, like we wrote these like books, right? Like these homemade books, right? You know, just some silly things we did as kids, right? Just something. But I remember there was one I wrote, like, and it was like about like myth, right? It was like a story about myth.
Oh yeah.
I put it on my channel. It's really nothing impressive. It's more hilarious than interesting or anything. But it's funny because I said in there, it said I was 9. And I said myth was one of my favorite games. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember writing little book, like, or not books, but like papers, like comic strips of video games. Be like Doom, Duke Nukem, Myth, Wolf 3D, Age of Empires. They'd be like, all right, your son's drawing a lot of graphic stuff. Like, is everything okay at home? Like, I'm serious, bro. Everything was fine at home too, you know. Like, I don't know. Let me focus back on this game real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So, SMS versus
how many
WS.
flags do you get for an instant win on Flag Rally?
So on this map, there's 8 flags, so you need to grab all 8 to win. Usually both teams will get 4 flags apiece here. So ideally,
Yeah.
and then like they'll match up with everything else defended. So you want to be the first team to get 4 flags here, and you'll kind of control. You've won the early game, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if they both have 4 and the time limit ends, then does the team with that got the 4 first win? Is that how it works?
No,
Or is there a stalemate?
it's the team that's got the most first by time. I'm just saying when it comes down to it, you have like 4 flags on your side of the map. The other team has 4 flags on their side of the map. And if it came down to a stalemate of 4 to 4 flags, the game will reward the team which captured 4 flags first.
Yeah, I got you. That's what I was trying to say.
My bad, man.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Flag.
So they like to keep their thrall on the
captured.
thrall, I mean, on the back flags because they take longer to kill, so it's hard to sneak take them.
Yeah, and also, I mean, they're just not very mobile. So trying to use them in a group of units that are going to be moving around the map, it's going to take them a while to get to where they need to be. They're also like cheap too. Like you could get 2 for the same price as 1 warrior, and 2 thrall will beat a matchup of 1 warrior.
Flag captured.
Yeah.
In most cases,
they're used a lot. They're not used a lot in multiplayer, but on like Capture the Flag, they're pretty helpful for keeping the flags, and so you don't have to keep your pricey units back. And they also take a beating, you know, so they can't take the flags too quick or sneak them very well.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fun to bamboozle people like that, and when it happens to you, you're like, what the fuck, dude? So it's honestly one of my favorite parts of a flag rally or capture the flag. And so like Walter's team, they got the lead, and if they had lost this flag right there, now Bridgestone's team would have been able to completely back up if they wanted to. But now they're forced to continue trying to push this. Now they're going to lose 2 goals right away. A Puss has gone down as well. And Bridgestone, he's run into trouble. He's just keeping his goals kind of AFK over here. And
one player, they almost always dropped his satchels, but he had his satchels. That's gonna...
Oh yeah. It looks like Jaral and Spy are matching up here. I'm going to put on auto camera just a little bit easier.
Okay.
Woo! So Jaral's holding on to all of his satchels, and Spider just whacked him with the flame arrows and it blew up all of Jiral's units because he chose to hold on to them, which I highly recommend against, unless you have like a plan with it to do like.
The only thing that satchels are really good for in multiplayer is giving the goals to throw, pretty much.
Like, if you know to not defend it with all of your units, you're probably gonna do okay. But if you forget you have all those satchels and something like that happens, you could just bad things can happen, man. So Jiral's not gonna be able to take this flag from Spy. And actually, Bridgestone and Jiral right now, they're down by about 25-30%.
I guess the satchels could be helpful, you know, to place with enemies if you get there way before them, and you know the other team doesn't have doors to just blow them up, because then they gotta waste something to get rid of them.
Oh yeah, I mean you gotta figure out some way to try to take it off the map, because they can just hold down certain sections of the map very easily. Like they attack an area effect, they do large amounts of damage at one time. Man, I love dwarves, man. They're like the best, pretty much the best units in the game, besides maybe like some forest giants, some Trows, some fetch. I like archers too, man. Archers I mean, that's all just classic mything to me. But so.
Bungie did a really good job of balancing units. There's a couple that aren't perfect, but they're pretty close.
Well, it comes down to like what they do on the map too, because you can have different unit types, and it'll be a different type of map. Like on some units, like on this map, Stygians might be really, really strong, you know, even though the dwarf is gonna blow them up. They're really strong here, but on a map that also has Mercuridia and Tro and Zerx, like just how great are they in comparison? Or Herrenguard heroes and stuff like that. So they all play like different roles depending on how the map makers set it up. Anyway,
they're just trying to hold on to the flag as long as possible. I'm not sure why they just run away.
Definitely, like because they had that 4 flag lead, you know what I mean? And now it's gone into Bridgestone and Jiral's favor. If the game ended right now, they would win the game, so to speak. They are down 20%, so it's tougher for them to cover the flag. I mean, I see a group of units moving over here. Walter and Spider, but now the thing is they need to get 2 flags to be able to get that lead back, because they weren't able to take this faster, you know what I mean? But it was that 4 flag dynamic. It was interesting to see how it got played out here. I was hoping that like neither team got bamboozled and got a 5th flag before they were able to grab a 4th, because sometimes people are lazy and it's just really easy to sneak stuff. But seems super close right now. Both teams tied at 5 flags, but like I said, Spider and Walter, they got to push here. It looks like Walter's going to be able to overwhelm all of these Thrall on home D. So at the same time, like Bridgestone and Jiral, they have units on offense, really need to actively push these other flags. I don't know if they can actually take them, but they need to make an attempt, because they're going to be losing that home flag for sure.
Yeah, they don't have a great unit composition to win this right now, so...
Yeah, man, it's tough with the Thrall. Like, they're great on home D, kind of. But, like, he's trying to push with them now, and... Like, if he had a goal...
pushing for Bridgestone and Jiral needs to be clutch, you know what I mean?
Flag captured.
Oh, he might die.
Ooh,
yeah, it's over.
It's like right here,
There's
you can
nothing
go a
they
little
can do
higher.
now. This dwarf is gonna own them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they still have the lead, though. It's all about, like... what happens here, and it looks like they secured another flag. Yeah, Jiral and Bridgestone, they managed to get flag 6 here, so Walter's team actually needs 2 more flags still.
Yeah, but they got 6 minutes. They got a dwarf. These Thrall cannot do anything against the dwarf, so they're gonna take it. They got plenty of time.
Very true.
They just gotta, yeah.
So it looks like the first QR matchup that goes
Flag
to
captured.
a 1-1 split and
Flag
needs the game
captured.
3.
Victory imminent.
The other ones were sweeps, but now because of the tie, it goes to 3 games. I mean, I don't see 10% coming back and stealing the last flag there, or the last 2 flags, so to speak. With victory imminent, like, the team, they need to, like, kill all your units, or take both of everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I feel like the main deciding point in this game was, you know, all those satchels blowing up
oh yeah.
their own units. I think that was the difference, the main difference in the game, because then it just kind of like, you know, created an avalanche after that.
Yeah, like, when the satchels blew up all of Geralt's Stygians was bad, but then, like, there was some other early stuff with dwarves, too, where you had, like, 3 dwarves rushing the same area, and they all got hit by 1 pus, and, like, they all just got fucked.
Oh yeah, there was that too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, those are, like, the key units in Geralt and Bridgestone strategy to be able to push anywhere, because I don't think they had any archers or bowmen at all. They were all melee. It just doesn't play out well here.
You could probably fast forward past this one. We know how it's gonna go. They can't take these flags, so there's no
Flag
way.
captured.
Boom.
There's no way they can win.
Very true. So they get 71 kills here. 71-30 to 27-77.
Yeah, that was
game. Only 50 difference in damage. So Spider's gonna get the most damage here as well as the most kills.
So yeah,
Pretty nice.
they owned them on the killing.
Yeah, like,
And killing units. Bridgestone and Geralt did a very good job capturing flags, but there's nothing they could do because they had lost too many key units in their doors. So if they had been able to keep those, this game probably would have gone a lot different. So
I agree, sir. We shall move on. I mean, that's just a great way to put it, man. Like, they lost their most important stuff, and
yep, game 3, the first series to go to game 3.
oh yeah, and it's on Flag Rally If I Had a Tro. So Tro is the best map in all of Myth 2, but the TFL one is not as good as the Myth 2 one. That's for sure. So I'm just glad the teams are playing some Myth 2 instead of TFL Tro. And I'm hoping people flame me in the comments or agree, you know, like, subscribe, things like that. Nah, I'm just joking. I just really like this map.
But you should like and subscribe on Par. He's a great guy.
Well, I don't actually post enough content for it to even be worth anyone's time. But this will be a fun way to get things back.
You can turn that notification on. You will not be, you will not have notifications blowing up on your phone. You'll get one every, couple months,
Only when it's important. Only when it matters. Yeah, let me check OBS.
When it's
make sure
quality.
it's
When it's quality, you'll get a notification.
Oh yeah.
So when you get a notification for Par, you drop everything you're doing and you watch that video.
It'll be worth it. You go to sleep to it. Don't forget to click the ad.
If you're at work, tell your boss you gotta go home. You got stuff to do.
Send it to your boss too. You know what I'm saying? They might be interested in it. They might start playing Myth with you, and then you can start whooping their ass instead of them whooping your ass all the time.
If you're at the hospital and you got surgery scheduled, tell the nurse you need a few more minutes. I'm just kidding.
No, true that, bro.
All right, so what do you did they finish picking?
Myth-wise. Yeah, so not a lot of souls by either team. Looks like Geralt's team has more souls. And like mauls here, I really don't like mauls at all on Tro. I think they're useless because Mercuridia just destroy them. They are guaranteed at least one hit, whereas a Merc is just gonna die in regards to fighting against a Tro.
Flag captured.
But So there's like no artillery on Spider and Walter's team, which is not going to bode well for them. You have at least 2 Warlocks, 2 Mortars for Jarrell and Bridgestone squad. Jarrell taking the majority of the units for his team, while Walter's taking the majority units for their team. Looks like Spider has the 4 Tro though. We'll have to see where he ends up sending them. Because right now it's Flag Rally.
Flag captured.
Jarrell's team going for like a
Flag
2-prong
captured.
in the north and the south. But like Spider, he's just moving right through the mid. Looks like Walter's going to try and
Flag
defend
captured.
southwest. Jarrell already going for Flag 1.
Flag captured.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
Draw and Bridgestone do a really good job of
Flag captured.
on flags. I noticed they do a very good job of getting the objective.
Oh yeah, they gotta
sneaking
play
in
like
those
that.
flags.
So, no team has lost a unit yet. But it looks like in 4 flags to 4, you have Walter and Spider's team in the lead. Meaning Jarrell and Bridgestone have to push here. Looks like a large force of Mauls going south. I mean, you would almost think it's threatening, but I'm telling you, once you start kicking it to the curb, it's not gonna matter. It's like 2 different areas of the map. Jarrell's team is destroying Walter and Spider's units. Again, like those Mauls, like they're just way too slow, man. So they weren't able to get into that fight. That's why Jarrell's able to walk away from this, and he's probably gonna run off and secure this flag right now. I mean, maybe.
And the mall move across the map too slow too, so you can't really control the map with them either.
Yeah, like Spider is saying now, he thought he could win the fight. But if his Tro were down there, or like one of the Tro, let me see what they've been able to do a little bit more. But it was a tough risk. It didn't work out in their favor. But at the
They can
same
really
time,
kill
Jarrell's
this Tro.
risk right here.
Flag
Oh, it does
captured.
work out in
that
his
was
favor.
close.
Victory
He
imminent.
loses
was
Tro, but
close.
oh, and mid's getting rushed hard. So Spider's 4 Tro versus Jarrell's 3 Tro and about
They gotta
12
hold this flag.
marks.
They gotta hold it. They can't. They
Flag
can't leave.
captured.
yeah, both teams at
Victory
5
imminent.
flags.
5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I think
It looks like Jarrell's gonna take this last flag. I mean, his
Very good
defensive
job
flag
by,
isn't being pressured at all, and just like that,
Flag
this
captured.
match goes to SMS 2-1. And wow, Jarrell killing every fucking unit there. Holy, like, just look at that
man,
difference.
Draw is strong when he's capture the flags. Wow, very good job.
He just rushed everywhere on the map, bro. Holy, wow. 40, I mean, he 41 kills, 266 damage. He's definitely the damage leader in the tournament now. Just by playing this one map, bro. Like,
He had damaged everyone, you know, just in the one match.
yeah. And so, yeah, man, that was a pretty quick flag rally map. I mean, they had this one area that Walter and Spider just never were able to get to. These Mauls
Yeah, I
end up
think-
only going to this one area of the map, but it's just way slower than every other unit on the map. I mean, both teams got Mauls at the end of the day, so they
I
both
think they
kind of
gotta use those malls, you know, more as defensive, you know.
Yeah, or like if they didn't have these Mauls here, they could have been more on defense. They could have had a bunch
Yeah,
of
they could've-
Solus here. Like they could have had artillery to actually like blow up the mercs that end up securing flag 5, or having a mortar up here that would have bombed all the mercs that ended up going mid over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why I don't like Mauls as much. For 2 Mauls, you can get 1 piece of artillery. So, I mean, if you can defend that artillery, why go wrong?
Yeah. I think they could find a way to make it work, but Jarrell and Bridgestone just owning on playing the mission objective and sending those malls forward was a waste of time. And you know, with the Jarrell being so aggressive, like the mall didn't even help or do anything. So is a waste of a bunch of points.
Oh yeah. They ended up being like that. And so yeah, now SMS, they got 2 match wins. That puts them back in the first place box. But I mean, Spider and Walter, they managed to get a win off of Gerald and Bridgestone here. And yeah,
Game
so that's the
over.
end of the 3rd match, the QRs. We got GG's all around. I mean, at least by the losers here. I'm sure Gerald and Bridgestone meant to GG as well. Probably did after the game. Moving on. Now this new match we got. Walter and Spider versus Thal and Spoon. So the Walter Spider team versus the Apple Scrappers. Alrighty, let's jump into game 1. Last man on the hill in the Badlands.
Yeah, right now, so far in this qualifying rounds, I think the power teams is Thal and Spoon, and then Gerald and Bridgestone. They seem to be starting out in the qualifying rounds as the top teams. He's still there, Par?
Hold up. What were you saying?
Were you distracted?
Yo, I had to go to the bathroom real quick, bro. I still have to go back. Hold on.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're just planning. And Par here is taking a dump. So.
Game on.
We got last man on the hill, so they're both pushing towards the hill to take it.
Yeah, no, not taking a dump. Just a leak. Dude, if I was taking a dump, I would have stayed on the toilet, man. I wouldn't have came in and responded to you. Woo! All right.
Did you just like stop peeing and then come respond? Like
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, shit, I should have said something. What the fuck am I doing? Excuse my French.
Bring up the teams on the scoreboard, please.
Yeah. Let's see here. Shift up arrow, shift F7. What we got?
Damn.
So both teams probably have a Warlock apiece, or what? Does Walter and Spider neither have a Warlock? All right.
Yeah. So they gotta take out that Warlock without losing too much, and then they can take advantage of that if they do that. But if not, they're gonna be in trouble. So that's really what their strategy needs to be, is focusing on a way to take out that Warlock without losing too much.
Yeah, no, this is like modern technology versus the Native Americans in the 1700s. Because now, like, in order for this to work, Walter and Spider need to block these Warlock shots. The Warlocks will be able to they'll have the mana for 2. So it's about getting 2 blocks here, and they just have to rush as fast as they can. Like, they're able to kill the unit being pushed. These Warlocks can still defend themselves. He's gonna deal a lot of damage there to those mercs.
Oh, that one might be down. Yeah,
nope, like both Warlocks still there.
They might have wanted to push there, because if they got the melee advantage, why not push when you're already up there? Why back out and give the Warlock more opportunities to hit? Right? I don't understand that, why they backed out.
I think it might be a matter of it's kind of just a little difficult to manage the units sometimes. Otherwise, like, why stop? You know what I mean? You got to keep going. Because now they've had time to recharge their mana a little bit more. And even though they had like more percentage before, they took a lot of losses before things went down.
Yeah, they needed, once they went in like that, they need to
They need to be
No.
together, pushing together, like you had Spider
Yeah, they
backing
need to
up
be
all the
very
way.
aggressive. As soon as that Warlock shoots that shot and screws up and lets you get close without too many casualties, you gotta commit.
And then you just have a lot of units running around here rather than directly fighting. And it looks like the melee is gonna go in Thal and Spoon's favor. And
Yeah.
that Warlock blowing
Nice, he
Zerg off
survived.
the map. Looks like a little late Herring guards over here.
Yeah, just fast for that. He can't do nothing. He's gonna fall.
Game 1 going with Thal and Spoon, the Apple Scrappers. So
I
like,
think if they pushed right there, that might have been the difference. They might have won, but because they backed out, they lost their chance.
yeah, like they had already taken damage from the Warlocks as it was. So it's like if you're gonna give them more time, you're just gonna take more damage and probably lose your units.
Well, and you got more melee units total. So why not take advantage of that and force the issue? You know.
Yeah, and I mean that's really what you have to do with those full melee strategies. When you back off, usually you're gonna be put at a disadvantage.
Game
Yeah.
over.
So I think you know, credit to Thal and Spoon for winning that match, but I think, you know, Walter White and Spy probably could have won it if they'd been more aggressive.
And that was a quick one too for game 1.
Yeah.
So we're hopping into game number 2, making sure this thing is still recording. I hope this is recorded well. I hope I am not doing this more than once. Cause
We're having fun. We're having fun either way.
yeah.
Having
Yeah,
a
I
good
know.
time.
It's been fun, man. I'm trying to be like helpful and explaining stuff out, and that's why like if I was here with a vet, I don't think I'd be explaining all that. We'd just be. It'd almost sound like inside joke stuff when we're talking about just stuff that happens in the game, and it's like, well, why the fuck are they even saying that? Like, it doesn't. I don't get the connection yet. You know what I mean? But you're helping me like spill the beans on some of this stuff, so it's, you're making it flow.
Give me the juicy details.
Yeah, the juicy details. So, Walter and Spider, they got 2. Oh god, they got no goals. They have 2 dwarves.
Oh, did you go to the next match? Hey, you need share the screenplay again, or the share screen again. Mine froze. There we go.
How about now? Ba-boom. Is it working?
Technical difficulties. All right, now I'm back in par. Thank you.
Good.
We're just doing share screen on Discord so that he can fast forward and stuff and control the camera, and I can see what he's seeing.
Yeah.
It's working pretty well, but it seems like every once in a while hiccups. So
I slowed it down a little bit.
yeah. So
And that dwarf shot's gonna land. So see these 2
What is
dwarves
it- what
taking
is
up a high ground
capture flag?
position here. This is
Yeah.
Gimbal in the Wave, and right now the teams are playing Capture the Flag.
Yep. Looks like Walter and Spy are doing a good job of controlling that hill.
For what it's worth, they've been able to make it work out in their favor, but I'm really concerned because they don't have any goals, and they're kind of just sending their white at the opponent, which can be extremely risky and often doesn't pay off very well, especially when you're sending it right at them in their point of view. Like they can
It's
just
very
sit-
obvious where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to you need to take your time and go around so it's not like a common spot where they put the camera, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, Thal and Spoon don't have any archers to pick it off, so I mean, it's not the worst case scenario. That white could get pretty close before it pops something off, but I don't know. Thal and Spoon are gonna have to figure out how to deal with it if it's ever used. Meanwhile, they're like flanking Walter and Spy's flag, and
that
we'll
door
have to see what
needs to
happens
be
here.
clutched down there to hold that flag.
Yep, it's getting pushed by the Journeyman. The Journeyman needs to heal up. Thal pops the heal, and that push is continuing. So it looks like Walter's gonna back up and try to help, but we'll have to see what happens here with the Journeyman. They need like more help.
Ooh, nice.
From the
How to kill
thrall.
that goal. Way to save your. Yeah, way to save the door. That was a really good move. Oh wait, he moved him too close. Okay, all right, he's still all right. Nice. Nice.
It's a nice defense there by Walter and Spider.
That's some really good play by that door. They're
It's about
really
to
good
die
job.
though, I think. Woo! Close.
He's all right. It's just a flesh wound.
Flag contested.
Yeah, protect that dwarf. Yeah, I think. Yeah, how we doing down here?
Oh yeah.
Like they're just kind of they're not really pushing the issue. Like seems like Walter and Spy are doing a good job focusing on defending, which is a good way to do it because, you know, rather than pushing and taking a risk, you know, you're doing a good job defending. You know, just keep that done until you get rid of the threat, and then you got the unit advantage. So good job by them.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of messing with them with their archers.
I mean, that's the thing is, you get all this artillery, it's really slow and steady's gonna win the race. Like right now, they gotta sacrifice some of their archers.
Oh, he's gonna get the dwarf. Yeah, nice puss.
Ooh, dwarf goes down too, and that
Nice puss,
advantage.
bro.
I mean, they still have a percentage advantage, but
Yeah,
losing
that hurts
both
them a
their
lot. They need to
dwarves,
get rid of the
man.
dwarf down there. I think he's still alive. Where did he go? Did he die?
I think the second dwarf
Wait,
did
was
die.
that him on the beach? Oh, he's right there on the beach.
Good eye, good eye. He's got 6 kills. Let's see if he
Yeah.
gets any more. While Val and Spoon go for the push here. And the range.
Ooh.
The fucking range. He overthrows. Oh shit.
That was a far one.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get him here though. Oh man.
Yeah, those unnecessary hits he took by that journeyman. He took some he didn't need to take.
Yeah, I mean, I
Is he
just
going
wish
for the
to
knife?
like.
Is he going for the knife?
Yeah, like he should be.
you went for the knife.
A little microwing on the flame arrows would have like pushed that dwarf back too, so it would have gave him
Yeah.
maybe the
I
dwarf a
don't
better
think-
chance. Right now, it's gonna be really difficult for them to.
I don't think Walter and Spy
stop
can
this.
do anything now. I think they're in trouble.
I mean, they got a melee. That's all. They still have more units, kind of. It's just they need to like hyper focus these really weak units.
They need to. Yeah, they need to keep the thrall in so that the thrall can get in the fight. And that's the problem. Is the thrall is so slow that they can just kind of run around. Really, they should just not even focus on those guys and just go for the other flag.
Yeah, I mean, right now they don't have anything on the flag, so they're
They
taking some risk.
could move their. Yeah, they need to get these units out of the way. Well, it looks like Thal and Spoon are just retreating, so they can just send everything forward.
If you have the
Push the issue.
Stygians go on the Stygians and the warrior, and then have the thrall go on the thrall, and just left the archers at home, even, I think you'd be fine here.
Yeah, I think Walter and Spy are gonna squeak this one out.
We'll have to see.
They can be patient here. They got 3 minutes. They can get some hits in with their archers on the thrall. That's what they should do. They should push the archers forward and make Thal and Spoon attack them.
So here's the thing: is Spoon's there's a 1-on-1 that's gonna happen
Flag
at Walter and
contested.
Spy's flag, and Spoon has 2 kills to the 1 kill. And the archers aren't helping, and he might actually secure this. Nah, not enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
oh, 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 no.
Flag captured.
Walter
I'm
and
not sure why
Spy,
he sent
get
his
game
archers
2.
back. That seems like kind of.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. He should have just left like one, a thrall back with him instead and sent his archers forward. But I don't know. Doesn't really matter in the end.
And like they could have like shot the Stygian in the back and it'll cancel the attack animation and stuff. But
That's
like
true.
you said, they were able to get the job done anyway. And this is now tied up, I think. Good Spy with the most kills, most damage there. Nice job, Spy. And kill wise, Walter and Spider, they take the lead. And like they did that without any pus on the map. They had that white. I never actually was able to see what the white did. But that was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive win, I think. And that's against like the tournament favorite team. Like Thal and Spoon had the only undefeated team up until this point. And this is their first loss in the tournament. So we'll just have to see which team wins the match.
Yeah, I think Walter and
Team
Spy,
eliminated.
they've been struggling a bit, but they
Game over.
really good job this match.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, on this game, like it was crazy. I just think I really didn't think they were gonna win that just by their trade and what they had done, but I guess they didn't need pus, they didn't need any of that, man. They had it under control.
They did a very good job on the map control. That was the key difference in that match in my mind. I mean that might be sort of a like map victory too, because they could put their archers and doors in spot to push and defend,
Yeah. And now, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I felt like Thal and Spoon didn't technically need to get that close to where the 2 dwarves were, and could have just really tried to spread them out a little bit better. Because they had plus advantage. It's just between this and the previous game with like the weird rushy stuff going on, they've just been really. The teams are trying to finish these games in the first 2 minutes of like a 10-minute game. You know what I mean? They're very aggressive in what's going on in the match. We're here on Ground Zero Dark. It's last man on the hill. Apple Scrappers were the home team, so I believe this is their pick. They'll have the second pick in this set, in this match.
They don't have those little like statues on the little tomb things on this one, the monuments, right? Because like in Myth of Fallen Lords, they had these little monuments on the map that were the same ones as in that single player mission, Balagrada.
I guess they just weren't transferred. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they didn't copy them over. I think those little rocks in the circle, I think that's probably where they were. Anyways, that's my experience with this match, because I never played it in multiplayer,
Yeah, no, thank you for your input there.
Flag captured.
I don't recall it, but I imagine you're correct.
Oh, I know I'm correct.
Ba-bam.
I started up, when I was making that video for Bagrada, I started up a multiplayer map, in the Ground Zero map, just so I could see them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, some unnecessary hits from the Soulless. They should keep their trial moving.
Yeah, I mean, they got so much artillery on Walter and Spider. You only have 4 fetch for Thal and
Flag
Spoon, but they have so much more melee.
Flag contested.
They have about
yeah.
like 20 Zerks to 6 and a warrior on Walter and Spider, so
Flag captured.
they just have to push here.
Flag
I would just go.
contested.
I would just go, green, go.
I agree. Like if what Walter and Spy are trying to do, right, is they're trying to take out the fetch so they can take advantage of all the fetch they have. Right here, those fetch need to turn and shoot the berserks. Come on. It's too.
Yeah, or like continue backing up.
A little late, but not bad. Like maybe they can pull it out. I don't know. I think that. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't use their fetch well enough. I think they got them all jumbled up. If they had kept their, fetch out a little bit more and hit all those berserks when they were coming in, they might have been able to pull that one off.
Yeah, if the souls were just in a little bit of a different position, or like if you had two groups of souls on both sides of the fetch, because everything was just clumped together and like never really backed up or anything. It just tried to hold its ground without an objective really being there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. You have your Trow in the middle, and then you keep your soulless to fetch, two groups, one on each side. So that way they have to split up the berserks, and then you can, with the more spread out, you have more opportunities to zap them and stuff, and keep their fetch back, because you have the advantage on the numbers, keep shooting at that water and getting them to bounce so that they can't push their fetch forward.
Essentially, yeah. Or at least if they're going to push you, back up and spread out.
Easier said than done, though.
Yeah, I suppose it is, Jackie. I suppose it is. And so Spoon gets the most damage here. Thou with the most kills. Apple Scrappers, they're like tied for first place or in first place again. I don't know. Have we seen Apple Scrappers and Geral's team play yet?
The second match.
Yeah. I don't think we have yet. But anyway, they were losing this last game, and they turned it around just by being able to apply the pressure and like just push down on Walter and Spy like as fast as possible. I can't believe Walter and Spy didn't back up a little bit there. I think they would have been able to turn this back around again, but it's just too much. Maybe like less artillery actually, because it can be difficult to manage so much artillery like that. Maybe it worked out in Thal and Spoon's benefit in that way, where they kind of kept it simple and kept it in something that they could control, whether they were pushing or standing still or backing up, Whereas like Walter and Spy, they have a bunch of long-range units with the souls and then the fetch. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what's next. GG's all around. How are you doing on time, bro?
It's getting late, but let's see how many matches we got left. Where are we at? We got quite a few. Maybe let's do what are we like? Are we about the halfway through the qualifying rounds?
Yeah, a little under halfway.
So maybe let's do one more set and then call it a night.
Roger.
That way we're like halfway.
Yeah, exactly that. All right, cool. All right. Where is it? All right, and so now it's a rematch of the previous two teams. It's just Walter and Spider are the home team, so they have the first pick in the set, and they've chosen Venice Flag Rally.
Yep. So far, Thal and Spoon have been very good in the qualifying rounds. They one loss to Walter and Spy, so see if Walter and Spy can do anything,
Yeah, they're able to take a game off them. They almost give Thal and Spoon the first match loss. And I think it would have been their first match win as well, but they just fall short. So, like, they played this match consecutively, so we'll have to see how they do in the second set. Like, that might have just tilted them. But it doesn't seem so. I mean, Spy, he's complimenting his teammate here. You've been playing well, man. Been fun games. More fun than last week, LOL.
Yeah,
And
I think all four players in this match have a pretty good head on their shoulders. When they're not going to get upset at each other, you know.
no, I don't think so either.
Flag
And so
captured.
Walter and
Flag
Spider are going to defend
captured.
flag 3.
Flag captured.
Just to their north, we have Thal and his goals,
Flag
as well as
captured.
Spoon. So both these teams kind of showing up close. The main battlefield going to be between flag 3 and 2, but then you got all these side flags that also need to be tagged. So we'll have to see how this ends up. I'm just going to turn on the automatic camera, man.
Okay, sounds good.
So they're going to
Seems
set
like-
up their defenses and
Yeah, both teams are going very aggressive, pushing towards each other with maybe a unit or two going and snagging all the flags. So they probably will both be able to snag all those flags. So it's going to come down to can they keep, you know, each other from sneaking on to their
Flag
home flags,
captured.
and you know how does this
Flag
push go?
captured.
So
yeah. I mean, they're kind of running straight at each other so far. At least Thal and Spoon feel more comfortable to push than Walter and Spider do. Walter and Spider taking the lead in flags. See if that's enough to take out the goal. Nope,
Flag captured.
not enough. So they're down a man a shot. They'll be regenerating that, but Spoon and Thal, they're going to
Flag
take the lead in the
captured.
flags. They're also going to take their time here. So right now both teams are just hanging out by the river, but you see Thal and Spider begin to use the interior of this little walled off area.
yeah, nothing crazy happening yet. It's kind of a
Flag
stalemate.
captured.
Well, it's a very like slow-paced map, so to speak. So you're right before when you were like, oh, these teams are kind of being aggressive with each other, getting right close up
Flag
on each
captured.
other's border. But now you'll see it's just a long passive stalemate where they're just trying to poke at each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
see what they can get away with, and
Flag captured.
I mean, it looks like Spider and Walter are making a little bit of an aggressive push now, but I mean, once the Warlocks take their shots off, like, what else can you do, really? So let's see if this is a trade of sorts. No. Looks like
Yeah.
no damage done by either Warlock. They're able to keep it
Both of
alive,
them did a
though.
good job of spacing their warlocks so that they don't take one die from a hit.
Flag captured.
Oh, yeah.
Victory imminent.
Whoop. And Thal and
So,
Spoon have
Thal-
victory imminent, so Walter and Spider, the pressure's on them, and Thal and Spoon
Yeah,
can
they
get
gotta
comfortable.
keep a unit from sneaking in. Like all they gotta do is sneak one unit in.
Flag
Yeah, and
captured.
grab that flag 3, it'll be game over. We'll have to wait and see for when Walter and Spider get a victory imminent here.
I mean, if I was Thal and Spoon, I might bring like a, you know, few goals or something from the side and distract them and push and distract them and then bring them in from the back or something. Just get their focus off their flag for a minute. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's all
I
you gotta
mean,
do.
I think Thal and Spoon are actually okay with this pressure because they'll be able to defend it. They have this large hill here. It's going to give them like extra range with the mortar and extra range with archers.
Yeah.
And at the
Yeah,
same
they
time,
got
they're
the-
like
they got the
defending
advantage right
2
now.
flags, bro. Whereas Walter and Spider, they only have 1 flag left to defend at all. So they just have to. They can kind of like fall back to this second flag unless they lose it to something, you know.
Yeah, they got a big advantage right now. They don't have to push. They can play how they want to play. They got options.
Oh yeah.
Not gonna get it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he did a smart move of not shooting back and backing out there.
Oh yeah. And it looks
Some
like a
good-
Warlock's
some
gonna
good
go down.
self-control.
So, A warlock goes down and 3 archers go down. Kind of a better trade for Thal's team, even though it's more points because each archer is worth what, 3 points, so that'll be 9 total for 3 archers, but they kill 1 warlock, which is worth 8 points, and the warlocks are, I mean, they're gonna deal your damage, you know.
They needed
So-
to shoot at these archers. I don't know why they let them the door. They were distracted, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like they're heading over and try to make a move on this flag. The plus is gonna bounce. They're gonna move in, try to start dealing some damage.
Yeah, this is a good job because if you can, you know, push them on several spots at once, like that's a good way to get their eyes off of, you know, off of the main battle, you know, so that they
Flag
can
captured.
get some
Victory
free
imminent.
hits in, you know.
Oh yeah. Because it's, I mean, when you start making the game complicated, that's when people make mistakes, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
That's why, like, when I fight people, sometimes I like to be attacking from all angles, man, because you just have such a significant advantage.
Yeah, for sure. It's a interesting tactic because the defender has to decide, you know, what is the most important thing. What can I let go? You know, they have to give priority, and that's puts people outside their comfort zone.
Yeah. I mean, and it's very key. That's why, like,
5
there's
minutes
just 2
remaining.
kind of rushes, right? So one rush is you're just running straight forward at them, which we saw earlier in a Badlands game, I think. And another rush is when you're rushing from like 2 different angles at least, if not 3 or 4. And woo,
Good
Spoon with a
good
nice
job
long
by,
shot.
yeah, that was really good because he knew that, you know, that mortar wasn't going to be able to hit him there, so he did a good job of, you know, pushing in. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
Walter wasn't aware of that. You know what I mean? He should have been backing up because he didn't do anything to him.
woo!
Uh-oh.
Yo,
Oh,
what a bug!
man.
What a bug! Did you see that? Oh my god!
Yeah, he got blown up on nothing.
Somehow Walter's Warlock survives there. I mean, Spoon's Warlock should have its 3rd kill. But I mean, Walter's more at the same time. If it had been a little bit quicker, it could have blocked that Warlock shot. And he was just...
Yeah, that was odd. I'm not sure what it technically blew up on. Maybe it was just wide enough to blow up on the door or something. I don't know.
It might have been like maybe an arrow or I don't even know. Some type of projectile might have been there. But I think Walter is very happy with the result. Spy is getting tracked down over here by Thal. He's going to scope out flag number 3. So, I mean, we got about 3 minutes left here. I'm gonna turn the time up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not much happening.
So that shot went through, and that was blocked. Very well done.
How
by
would
Walter.
you like if he was that close to the door and it blew up on the door again with it in his face?
Oh, like it's such a bug right there where you're not gonna see that happen twice. I don't think. If you did, it's like what the. Yeah. What did they change now that's making this break? Ooh.
Yeah.
So they lose the goal, they lose the pus.
You gotta get that mortar on that warlock coming through that door.
Thal is taunting away here.
Never mind.
He's using the taunt to cancel the attack animation. Walter's gonna try and use the archer to block it. He's gotta watch out because Spoon is coming up right behind them. It looks like Thal and Spoon, even though they have the lead now, they're gonna put on the press. I mean, they got a 20% advantage, and they might have more right now. This more almost going down to Spoon.
Sometimes those warlocks, they get more range than you think. You know, you think you're safe, but you're really not. It can be kind of tricky to gauge how far they can shoot sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, if you can... Usually you want to control click with them, and you might as well consider that your max range. But what I've noticed with Myth is if you're doing a regular click attack, it's going to try and judge where your unit's going to be. And so if a unit just starts to turn around and it's still in range to be selected, and you go to attack it, all of a sudden you get this huge long range shot that like can be make or break. Like it's almost like a cheat because it's so broken. Woo! That Mort almost destroying Walter's Warlock there, but it got a little too much distance.
It was a pretty good throw, but not quite there.
Yeah.
He's shooting this guy's archer. He's not paying, or the warrior. He wasn't paying attention. He almost lost his warrior.
Yeah, and Walter's got an idle archer as well with a flame arrow left. Still flame arrows left on all of the archers. 20 seconds remaining. I mean, this is gonna go to Thal and Spoon's favor unless they have anything left. I mean, it's like a last-ditch effort by Walter right here, but he's just totally cut off from 3 different angles. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's over.
It'll be closer than what the damage says, but Thal and Spoon taking game 1.
Game over.
Wow, I mean, that push maybe needed to go.
If they'd gotten a little earlier, you know, they might have been pull it off, you know, because.
Yeah, like kill-wise, I mean, they were up big. They had killed more units. I mean, maybe it's because they had killed 3 archers right there or something. I don't know. But Thal and Spoon controlling the damage dealt throughout the game. It got close right in the middle of the game, and it looks like Walter and Spy almost turned around, but then you have a huge lead right there. Must have been loss of some artillery unit, or at least a large group of units. And they kind of secure it. At least judging by the graph. I think that was
probably when they killed those. He got that one fireball that killed all those archers in right in the middle of that base.
Oh yeah, and the other warlock as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. I'm pretty sure.
You're most likely right. And so game 1 going to Thal and Spoon. Thal getting most damage here with 29, and sort of small amount of damage here compared to like big maps like Tro or like Desert. Anyway, on to game 2.
Yeah, I feel like Walter and Spy, they're you know giving them trouble. They just can't quite, you know, curve things out. You know, Thal and Spoon keep edging them. You know, so they're
definitely having some trouble. I mean, it looks like they were able to kind of bring it back close there, but like Thal, Myth giving me some trouble. You can still see on my end?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, so they're just having trouble once they start making the comeback happen, really not making any mistakes. Thal and Spoon finding some way to make them pay. And make more mistakes.
They can clean up their game, you know, they're gonna be if they just clean up their game a little bit, you know, they could, you know, beat Thal and Spoon in a series, so it's close.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, Thal and Spoon coming into the tournament, they were definitely the tournament favorites before, like, results were in, and odds of them winning the whole thing were understood. But, like, at this point, now you have Walter and Spider having most of their matches played against this best team in the tournament, so to speak, so...
Game on.
I think it's really good practice for them, and, you know, even though every game they're, like, unlikely to win, they were already able to beat them once. They have a close game again. We'll just have to see how this ends up, you know?
Well, it's gonna help them, figure out, what things they gotta improve on, so that when they're practicing against all the other teams, they know, what they need to do to beat Down Spoon, and they could be working on those, throughout the qualifying rounds.
Oh yeah. Right now, Float is a pick by Thal and Spoon's team. I'm sure it's Thal's pick because he was in some orders and clans of Myth 2 that really love to play Float over and over again. I mean, the power unit here, you got your Dwarf heroes, you got Heron Guard hero as well, but the Dwarf heroes, I mean, I was bringing up earlier that if you have a unit moving away, you can get that extra range. We might even see it on display here because it's very easy to do with Dwarf heroes who get super long range, like. But who knows, this might end up being like an ocean, a little lake pond fight over here.
For sure. Yep, things are moving in. Oh.
Yeah, it's like tough to see Thal and Spoon on the map, but looks like Walter somehow gonna dodge that pus, but it's not looking good. Like, yo, if those bottles had been thrown before the pus had been thrown, that dwarf would have blown right up. But it's way too far forward right now to get in a good shot. Ooh, right there. Click, click. Oh.
Ah.
Boom. Alright, you got him. Good job, Walter.
Yeah. Good move. Way to. Oh no, he didn't protect the door. No, guard's gonna get him. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh. And they got the heron trapped. It's going to go down. What's over in this corner? Spoon's moving in with two dwarf heroes on their flag though, so they kind of need to readjust here. They can't go on the offense yet.
Spread out your. Good job spreading the doors. Good job.
Ooh, he just twitched back towards it at the last second.
Oh, he's targeted his own units and missed.
Ooh.
Nope. Uh-oh, but he lost control of, he was distracted.
They're still up in units, they just gotta reposition, and there it is. You see that long toss right there? Boom.
Yeah.
It was super quick.
Oh, that was a dud.
Uh-oh. There's nothing here protecting the flag or the dwarf besides these four thrall, man.
Yeah, that was a not great positioning by Walter and Spy, so
they had to run home. And this dwarf, he's just out of range of this one. Ooh, there's only one very red Zark left. This is gonna go to Thal and Spoon.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep the doors in the water so they don't blow up, but the problem is they gotta give priority to protecting the flag first and watch out for that rush, right? So.
Yeah, like the player closest should have been playing for it, and then the person who remained in the water still had to be like creating some type of separation between the enemy units or sandwiching them.
Yeah, I think if they position their doors right, they should win that fight, but they, Thal and Spoon did a good job of, seeing the situation and pushing the envelope when they were out of position,
Oh yeah.
They're very clutch. They do a very good job of, taking advantage of any positioning that you give them.
Yeah, like Walter managed to out-damage both of them combined, but just, I mean, they have such great cohesion together where they didn't need damage to win this game. They just outplayed them tactically when it came down to it.
Yeah, well, thanks for inviting me tonight.
Yeah, I'm tempted to run through the others. I don't know.
If you want to do them on your own, you're welcome to. If you want to stay up late.
Yeah, I might.
You don't have to. I don't have to be there for all of them. You got the ball rolling, and we got the basics out of the way, and so I could come back for the tournament games next week or something.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I'll make a decision a little bit. But hey, thanks for now, man. It's been a blast, Jakku.
Oh yeah, this was a lot of fun. I had a blast, and I think maybe a few people will come and enjoy it. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is, this is kind of like a tribute to the 8 guys or the 9 to 10 people who end up playing in the tournament. Like, thanks for playing, everybody. You know, all
Yeah.
this coverage you all get is for you guys. I hope you had fun playing Myth 2. Hope you had fun playing the Winter Series, and set to see what happens with it next year. And, you know, keep on mything throughout the year, man. Myth World Cup sometime 2020.
I want to see some of these players in this match. Watch me and see a player, someone who doesn't know him very well, and they can be like, "Oh man, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
Oh,
I want
yeah,
to see
man.
them say that.
It'll be good. It'll be funny, man.
All
Anyway,
right, all right. Later.
GG's.